We're already in the halfway of 2024 and we've had really awesome CDs released in the past 6-7 months. Now that I look at the calendar for the rest of the year, I'm quite excited about some CD releases. So in this episode, let's do something a bit different from usual. Let's talk about the albums I can't wait to listen in 2024. Let's kick off this episode of SEIYUU Lounge. Welcome to SEIYUU Lounge, I am your host Vanessa, and today let's talk about the albums I can't wait to listen in 2024. So this is a kind of episode completely different from usual, because I wanted to actually put the spotlight in my most anticipated CDs in the second half of 2024. I already have some favorites from the first half of 2024, but the second half is starting to sound like it is going to be really crazy and really good. For starters, some of my favorite artists among male SEIYUU are going to be active, some of them for the very first time in 2 years. At the same time, one of my favorite 2D rock bands is going to release music as well, and we are going to get music from a franchise that I love a whole lot, and finally a full-length album by that group. And we are going to get another chapter in this special group that I love a whole lot. So let's talk about these 5 CDs I'm really looking forward to in the rest of 2024. And if you are listening or watching this episode on YouTube, leave in the comments below which are the CDs that you are most looking forward to for the rest of 2024, because we have already plenty of CDs announced up until November if I'm not wrong. So let's go to the next section. It's no surprise by now that I'm quite excited about Shoya Chiba's first single, Contrail, because first off, his debut EP, Blessing, was absolutely impressive from a standpoint in which, well, I have yet to listen to a SEIYUU artist making their solo debut and already sounding like a veteran. Because he really nailed that. He was so comfortable in Blessing that honestly, he didn't sound like a rookie. There are some SEIYUU that are veterans right now that sound more like a rookie than he did in that CD, which is crazy. But yeah, he impressed a lot in Blessing, and when the announcement came that he was already working in his first single, at the time it was not named or titled, I was quite excited because if Blessing was so good and it was an EP, right now we are going to get a more condensed version of what the EP was. We are going to get only 3 songs in Contrail. And in this case, we are going to get a really condensed experience that may be more focused on a specific music genre or in a specific concept or focusing on a specific style of music. I'm really curious about what he can deliver in Contrail because he's one of the most exciting singers among male SEIYUU right now. He has shown countless times in 2D music that he can be on the same level as the best singers among male SEIYUU. And he's making a good case for himself with his performances in the various, which are many, 2D music projects he's a part of. So I'm really looking forward to Contrail and see what he can offer in that single. By now, I don't know what we are going to get, but I've seen the covers and I really enjoy, and I said this in the community tab on YouTube, that I love the art for the limited edition because it's majestic, really. You need to see it to understand just how beautiful yet simple that cover art is. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Shoya Chiba's first single, Contrail, and I hope that we get something really awesome out of that single. But you'll know when I review it, because that CD is going to drop one day before Shoya Chiba's birthday, which is also one day before my birthday, because I share a birthday with Shoya Chiba, which is awesome. So yeah, I'm quite excited about these, and let's see what he can offer in Contrail. KAGARIBI with Fushichou. Now, if you follow the content that I create here at SEIYUU Lounge, or even that I create at The Hand That Feeds HQ, you will know by now that I love the Dear Vocalist franchise. This is my all-time favorite franchise, period. And in this franchise, I love KAGARIBI, the band fronted by Judah, voiced by Soma Saito. This is no coincidence. This is actually one of the very first places in which I was really impressed by Soma Saito's singing, and actually ended up making me love this band a whole lot. But what made me love this band a whole lot especially how Judah, although it may seem violent and his music is quite aggressive, Judah is quite romantic, and I love that whole vibe that he gets in there. It's not that I love romantic people per se, but I love that he has that gap between the tough exterior but how endearing he can be and how caring he can be, and his music shows that he loves a whole lot his girlfriend or his significant other. In this case, if you listen to the drama CDs, the significant other is you, the one listening to those CDs, because those are recorded with the dummy head mic. So he's really head over heels about his significant other, and it shows in the music that KAGARIBI releases. All the songs have a romantic feel, even the ones that are more violent, because the words never match the violence of the instrumental. This is something that I love a whole lot. So I'm quite excited about what KAGARIBI can bring this time around. And seeing as the Dear Vocalist franchise every season has a completely different style to the B-side track that all bands share in some way. There were seasons in which all songs or B-side songs had a bit of EDM, or all B-side songs had a bit of jazz. I'm quite curious to see what the B-side track is going to bring in here, seeing as I have already listened to Lumiere's entry, and I did find the B-side track quite curious. So I'm quite excited about these. This is yet another opportunity for me to listen to Soma Saito performing, of course, and also because I love this band a whole lot and I love Ron's compositions. In case you do not know, Ron was the original composer and guitarist for Old Codex. He's actually a member of Stereo Dive Foundation, he's the sole member of that project, and he's amazing. He's the head behind all the music in the Dear Vocalist franchise. He actually has an executive position right now within this franchise in specific, so this is crazy. I'm really looking forward to KAGARIBI's Fushichou, and I believe this is going to be massive. At least for me, as a massive fan of the band, this is going to be massive. Anthos with More. Of course, Anthos was going to be in here. I love the group a whole lot. I love the project a whole lot, the Hanadol project, and this franchise or this group in specific has some of my favorite singers among male SEIYUU, almost all in the same place, which is crazy. Anthos impressed me with Room, and I love the build-up that they are making for their story, and I love how different that CD was, while still leveraging everything that the group has that is amazing and impressive about them. And I'm looking forward to what More can bring to the table. Once again, Anthos' CDs are not really sounding the same. You can pick any two different CDs in their repertoire and you won't find songs that sound the same. So I can't even predict what they are going to deliver, because it may range from an hip-hop song to a ballad to an R&B tune to a dark, gritty EDM sound. So I do not know what they can bring to the table. One thing that I do know is that Anthos' music is usually ethereal. If not for the instrumentals, for sure you are going to get ethereal performances by the group. One thing that I absolutely love in here, the group was initially with the fewer members. The addition of Shun Horie to this group actually benefited the group a lot, because they now have a wide and ridiculously impressive vocal range at their disposal. When you put all the members together, they can cover from really high tenor to really low bass, and it is crazy. They really can cover everything. They are really working well as a unit, and their music is quite exciting. Yet again, Anthos is creating music and performing music that no other 2D group out there is performing, not even Lolo D in the same franchise. So it is also another thing that really makes me excited for their music, because their music doesn't sound like anything else out there. So I know for sure that whenever I pick one of their singles, they are going to deliver me something that I have not listened to before by any other 2D music project out there. And this, for me, is a massive plus. If by any way they bring Kan Takahiro or Zack B to the compositions, they are going to nail it in a way that it is even more impressive than usual. I'm betting on them returning for the songs in More to create the songs, but if the composers change yet again, because they changed in Room, I'm quite curious to see who they bring on board and how they will sound with them on board. So I'm quite curious about Anthos' More, not from a story perspective because I'm not following the story, but from a music evolution perspective, and especially to see where they can take their quality next. Idolish 7's Leading Tone. Now, it's been a while since I listened to music by Idolish 7 because I am avoiding every single digital single that drops. Just because I know, and I was not wrong, that the songs are going to be featured in Leading Tone. So I actually made a good choice of not reviewing those songs because now I will get to experience those as a package, as a full package. And there's nothing that gives me more excitement than listening to a CD in which all the songs or most of the songs are new to me. So I'm quite excited about what Idolish 7 can bring with Leading Tone, knowing that the group is sounding, or was sounding the last time that I listened to their music, was sounding quite mature, and they have grown a whole lot and evolved as a group. And you can tell that in their performances, something that really makes me quite excited about their music. And now that Tsubasa Yonaga is back with a powerful voice, you can finally have different dynamics being brought to the table, although he usually has that gimmick with the Pythagoras side of the group, but still it's good to see and good to have him back in full force. He was already there, but he was not at 100%, which he now is. So I'm quite excited to see what the group can bring to the table, especially because I haven't listened to the digital singles. I made these on purpose. I'm not going to review any digital singles from this point on, or basically since the start of the year, because the singles will make their way to a full-length album or a mini album. So I'm not going to review things twice, and I'm not going to review a CD in which only 2 songs are new because I've already reviewed digital singles in the past. This time around, Idolish 7's CD, Leading Tone, is going to be almost fully new to me, which is good. I really loved Opus, and it's still, to this day, my favorite CD by Idolish 7, hands down. Everything Is Up to Us is my favorite song in that CD, hands down as well, and I hope to find songs in a similar vein that leverage really well the prowess that they have on the vocal end, because they have really talented singers that barely get any opportunity to shine unless it is a shuffle unit or a solo song. And I would love to have them shining in different contexts, to shift a bit around who is the center or shift a bit around who is supporting directly the center, which is Riku. But really, I'm curious about this CD. I love the Idolish 7 franchise, although Idolish 7 is not my favorite group in this franchise, that is Trigger. I do love this group a whole lot. Actually, the whole franchise for me is quite dear because I love the music in general. There are some exceptions, of course, but I love the music in this franchise. I love the vibe of this franchise, and I love the story in this franchise. So there's a lot of factors that make me quite excited about Idolish 7's third album, Leading Tone. I want these to drop, I want to check it, and I will continue to avoid any digital singles until that CD drops, because I want to find those in a full package with a sort of a concept going on in there, or even if there is no concept, at least to have them there and experience those for the very first time. So I'm quite excited about this CD, but this drops in November, so we have to wait quite a lot. Soma Saito's third full-length album. At the time that I'm recording this, we are in the last week of June. There's no title announced for this CD. Perhaps when this episode drops, there's already a title, but I don't know the title at the time of recording this. I'm quite excited about Soma Saito's third full-length album. This goes without saying that I love Soma Saito. He's my favorite singer among male SEIYUU. He is my favorite artist in general, and I'm quite excited about what he can deliver after 2 outstanding releases in the same year, which was My Beautiful Valentine and Yin Yang. From what I've heard, and unfortunately, and at the same time, unfortunately, I got a quick listen of Sway, and this time around I'm not as worried or stressed out about what he can deliver, because I've already got a snippet of one of the songs during his anniversary live stream on the fan club, and this time around I'm not going completely blind to a CD, which is a first for me. But at the same time, I'm thankful that I got to check that song, because I already know that I'm expecting something that is going to be good, and for sure if that song is the leading track, and the leading track is usually a best or the best summary of a CD, or the song that the singer is most confident about and they want to showcase it because they are really, really proud of it. And I did like or enjoy, let's say, the vibe that Sway has, and I'm kind of looking forward to the CD and see what he has crafted this time around, especially because this is a full-length album, and a full-length album brings more opportunities to have fun. An EP is quite limited, but it is a more condensed experience, and it can be a more intense experience. In this case, an album is going to be a behemoth of a performance, because it is going to be, or has to be, as well crafted as basically In Bloom was. And In Bloom is a behemoth of a CD. Really, really tricky. The storytelling is really well done, but to have a consistent storytelling across 12, 13 songs is not easy, and he managed to pull that off with In Bloom. I'm quite curious to see how he pulls that off in this third full-length album. But when it comes to this album, I'm so excited because it's new music by Soma Saito after 2 years of waiting. It's more rock music because I love rock music, and especially indie rock music, and he has been delivering that, as well as shoegaze rock, which I love a whole lot. So he's delivering a couple of things that I love. He's creating music with a focus on storytelling, which is something that is rare among male SEIYUU artists, and he scratches my itch for music that sounds like reading a book. Stories that make me want to listen to the next song because I want to know more. It's almost like I want to watch another episode. Each song feels like an episode in a story, and I love this whole thing that comes with having a really well crafted and well thought out CD. And I know that Soma Saito is going to deliver that, and I'm quite excited about it. Now it's a matter of waiting because the CD drops in September, which is less time to wait than Idolish 7 CD. Can't wait to have my hands on it and listen to it, and quite possibly take 7 to 8 hours to review that CD, like I did with Yin Yang and My Beautiful Valentine. So I'm quite curious about this CD, and this is easily the CD that I'm most excited about. And with this, I wrap up this episode, which is first in this podcast to talk about the CDs or the albums that I look forward to the most in the rest of the year, or that I can't wait to listen. Because one thing is for me to review music, and sometimes I review music that I'm not going to listen to again, even if I review it really highly. In this case, I know that these CDs, for sure, that I mentioned, I want to listen to those even when I'm not reviewing them. That I want to listen to those casually, experience those time and time again, have those on heavy rotation when I'm working, playing in the background. So these are CDs that I really know that I'm going to enjoy personally, not in a professional situation, which is to say, basically me reviewing the music for the website, or talking about it on monthly review. In this case, these are CDs that I'm genuinely looking forward to listen, and then to basically turn off my computer and just listen to the songs without the pressure of having to review, of having to give my opinion about it. Just really let the music sink in and appreciate what I'm listening to. And these CDs really, really will scratch that itch for me and will put a big smile on my face for sure. I know that I have big expectations for some of these CDs. For example, Anthos is more. The CD may be weird, may end up being weird, I don't know. But I'm quite excited about them, even if the songs end up not being good. I do love the vocals, so I'm quite curious about that. And Soma Saito's third full-length album, who can say if Sway is amazing and perhaps the rest of the album is not clicking with me like My Blue Vacation didn't click with me. I don't know, but I have high expectations because these are groups or artists that I really hold dear to me, and I can't wait to experience their music, even if I end up not enjoying the music. These are CDs that I look forward to a lot, and I can't wait to listen to them. Now, because this was only a one-sided conversation, I want to hear from you, and I want to know which are the albums that are going to be released until the end of the year that you really can't wait to listen to. If you could, you would immediately jump to that month to get your hands on that CD. which is that CD or what is that CD, and tell me a bit about why you are so excited about it. So you have the comments on YouTube to do that, and you have as well the comments on Spotify to do that as well. I will read both because I do enjoy to get your feedback and especially to see what you are looking forward to the most. With this all being said, let me know what you like on the comments here on YouTube or on Spotify, and remember, leave your comments as complex or as simple as they may be, and you can be featured on upcoming episodes of SEIYUU Lounge. If you enjoyed this episode and don't want to miss the hand that feeds HQ's weekly male SEIYUU and music related content, hit the subscribe button. And if you are listening to this episode on a podcast listening platform, please consider following the podcast and leaving a review. Leaving a review is really simple and helps other people find this podcast and fall in love with male SEIYUU artists and 2D groups. I'll return next week with another episode of SEIYUU Lounge. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys around.